Right then. So, as I said, this is a show wherein we get dentalpreneurs, dentists who are entrepreneurs who have explored their options as entrepreneurs and who have seen success in their journeys. As well as we also bring entrepreneurs from different professions or different walks of professions, different entrepreneurs to share their journeys to understand where they have started, what they are doing right now, and how they have started their journeys, and going forward, what they are doing right now, and what are the services and what are the products they are offering, wherein we dentists can pick up and associate or collaborate going forward with them. This is the express show wherein we get in dentist entrepreneurs, that is dentalpreneurs, already successful dentalpreneurs, as well as entrepreneurs from different walks of life to experience the journey of entrepreneurship. So today we have with us a very distinguished guest amongst us, that is Dr. Lakshmi Chandra, who is the CEO of Lakshmi's Dental Finishing School.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And let me introduce Dr. Lakshmi to you first of all. And let me introduce what is Lakshmi's Dental Finishing School before we going forward onto all these things. It is very interesting and very exciting to know by the name itself that it is Dental Finishing School. Dr. Lakshmi, uh, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, please. Yeah, please mute yourself.
Start playing.
Thank you so much. So, let me mute them. Yeah, so we can have going ahead right now. So, Dr. Lakshmi, welcome again. Sorry, you can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik, for having me here.
Yeah.
So, the journey you told me about dentalpreneur, your ideas, it was great. So
Yeah.
happy to be here today.
It's always a pleasure having you on our show. And let me just give our audience a brief introduction about what Lakshmi's Dental Finishing School is all about.
Sure.
So the Dental Lakshmi's Finishing School was started with the goal that every dentist deserves to be able to run a profitable dental clinic. The school imparts training on both technical and business skills, especially for dentists in India. It sounds encouraging. Sounds really out of the mind or out of the box kind of initiative from you. Just give us a brief idea about what this is all about and what are you trying to teach dentists going forward in your platform.
Sure, doctor. So LDFS it's famously known as LDFS, Lakshmi Dental Finishing School. So
Okay.
here it's basically a platform where we can give the finishing touches to the dentist, because as a dentist I have also gone through that same journey, that after graduation I started working. So that even after working, we don't have those business skill, how to improve our clinic, how to use the digital media, how to use the digital online presence and all those things. So we in LDFS try to give them those benefits. We give them those finishing touches by which they can use the videos, and there are a lot of material which we give. They can use those things and become and create a successful practice. So our motto is to create as much possible, as many dentists, reach as many dentists and help them create a successful practice. That's the motto of LDFS.
That's awesome. That's really good. It's a great initiative rather. So when you're talking about Dr. Lakshmi, and when we talk about Dr. Lakshmi being an expert in all these things, let us just understand briefly about what her journey has been and what makes her an expert when she's talking about creating a platform for dentists, talking about more about being a social media inclusive dentist. So Dr. Lakshmi has finished her graduation from Mumbai, and she's been practicing over a decade right now. And currently she's been working, she has an experience of working in all over many places, like in Mumbai, in many states, wherein she's actually seen many kinds of practice and many kinds of patients. She has interacted with many kinds of patients herself. And right now She
So I'll
actually.
just give you a brief about that.
Oh,
So
thank you so
like
much. Go
every
ahead.
other dentist,
Hmm.
my journey is, I don't think different. It's similar to them. Okay. So after my
Okay.
graduation, I joined Dr. Samir sir's clinic. He was my
Okay.
first guru.
Awesome.
So
Hmm.
his clinic was a posh clinic in Kharghar in Mumbai. So
Okay.
there I learned about, the perfectionism, how to
Hmm.
communicate well, because there it was a 15-year-old practice, and the patients there were about upper class and upper middle class people.
Hmm.
So they were not price sensitive, but
Hmm.
they were sensitive about the kind of approach which we gave them.
Hmm.
So there I learned about how you should communicate well, how we can, we used to spend around 1 hour for every patient. We used to
Hmm.
make them understand what we are doing, why is it required, and all those things, gain their confidence. So I
Hmm.
learned a lot of things from there.
Hmm.
After that, I joined Dr. Samida ma'am's clinic, which
Hmm.
was a 25-year-old clinic. So
Hmm.
the footfall there was huge. We
Hmm.
used to get around 40 to 80 patients a day. So in fact, I remember that one day we have reached around 100 patients also.
Oh
So
God. Hmm.
the kind of practice was totally different there. Both the clinics had, it's a north and south pole kind of thing.
I
So
understand. Yeah.
there
Hmm.
I learned about, that how to deliver the perfect treatments, and that too fast, because we used to get only 15 to 20 minutes with each patient. So we used to
Okay.
deliver quality treatment, but fast. And those
Hmm.
patients were little price sensitive because they were from the lower strata and the middle strata. So
Okay.
that's how we started interacting. I learned so many things from both the clinics.
Hmm.
And after that, I got married. I shifted to Bangalore, and I
Hmm.
started my own practice here. I
Yes. Yes.
thought those things were enough for me to, make a successful clinic by myself.
Hmm.
When I started practicing, in the starting few months, I got a lot of, growth. It was an exponential journey. It was like we reached around the break even within 3 months, and
Okay.
we
That's good.
reached the
Hmm.
first goal also within 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
But
Hmm.
the journey after that was something which is worth discussing today, and which I think everybody
Surely.
is also
Surely.
facing.
Definitely.
Because
Yes. Hmm.
after a few months, you also must have been practicing, right, doctor?
Sure. Sure.
So
Sure. We are practicing. Yes.
you
Hmm.
can relate to these kind of problems which
All of
on
us dentists can relate to your journey. Yes.
yeah. So after 8 to 9 months of my
Hmm.
practice, I came to a stage where I was having a growth, but not at the exponential rate. Like it was little stagnant.
Okay.
And
Okay. Hmm.
as I had the old school of thoughts at that time that the dental camps and the word of mouth was enough. We should not use ads and all those things. I'm still against that. I'm not saying ads in the unethical way, but
Hmm.
online presence is a important thing nowadays. We
Definitely. Yes.
can't
Hmm.
ignore that. I wasn't aware of those things. I was doing whatever, whenever I get some idea, I'll do that and then leave it. I wasn't continuous in those efforts. I used to feel that okay, word of mouth is enough to gain that experience and make my clinic successful and all those things. So,
Great. Great. Great.
so at
Yeah.
that time,
Yeah.
yeah, tell me.
Sorry. So, what happens is like to say about Dentapreneurs team. When you talk about Dentapreneurs team is about how you discover an opportunity, how we go about reskilling in that opportunity, or making yourself acquainted with the discovered skill, and going ahead and collaborating this thing and learning from someone else who is an expert in that. So that is the kind of a thing that Dentapreneur stands from. And we have picked Dr. Lakshmi today because we have related to the journey. We have the theme that we have today as discovering, reskilling, and collaborating. The same journey is what Dr. Lakshmi has taken. So my questions next to Dr. Lakshmi would be on the same lines.
Yeah.
First of all, I would want to know, how did you discover that this was the necessity for every dentist going forward? What you're teaching right now, how did you discover this thing in your journey?
Okay, so I'll tell you. So when I started facing those problems which I just described, that
Mhm.
the growth rate was okay, I was having a stagnant growth. I was not having an exponential growth. That time I started searching online and started reading so many things. I found there are two ways by which we can upscale. That
Okay.
one was the practice management training programs which were available. And the other thing was the digital marketing media, which was available.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with both, which I faced, was the practice management trainings which were there that were very costly at that time for me. So after investing so much money in your venture, so starting the clinic and then the infrastructure, everything, and then again spending the X amount, big huge amount, was something which, until I have some guarantee or some reason to believe that okay, this will work 100%, I won't go into it. So I think it's difficult for us to convince ourselves that we should take up that. That was one difficulty. And the other was in the digital marketing medium. There were so many technology sector, people who used to approach our clinic. Everybody must have experienced that thing. They'll come to our clinic. They'll say, we'll do the website designing, SEOs in this much amount, X amount, 10,000, 20,000, etc. The problem was what we are expecting and what they are providing was never on the same page, because we never understood the technology. We have, I think for 15 years, I have left the technology sector far behind. I knew technology by only the Facebook and YouTube little bit, that's it, nothing else. So learning the SEOs and all, it was a bouncer for me at that time. I didn't understand.
A lot of dentists also, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, I tried one digital marketing firm, but what they delivered, I wasn't happy with. And what I was asking them to deliver, they were not okay with delivering that. So there was a lot of issues. So I personally, gone through that phase where I tried a lot of things and didn't work out. That's the time when I started collaboration. I started consulting Mr. Shyam. So Mr. Shyam is the co-founder of LDFS. We both together have started it. And at that time, he was doing the business consultations also, because he has a 12 years experience in technology sector. And he has done MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. So he had a background where he can understand the business and all those things. So, and he was my brother also. So I, took his help, and when he started consulting my clinic, I understood a lot of things that are there, which we ideally should know when we are doing the, in college or something. There should be a subject for that. Because eventually, every dentist opens a clinic. That's the ultimate aim for every dentist. So, and even if we say that, we don't agree totally, we have a myth that dentists can't make money, or the doctor's profession is such that we should not think of a clinic as a business and all those things. But now the era have changed, because if we think like that, we will not be able to sustain in this world. And if we are not able to survive, the patient are also at loss, because they are not getting the best dentist or the best treatment from the best dentist. So it's a win-win situation for patients also, for us also. So that's how, when he came and he started consulting my clinic, he shared a lot of things which I never knew, like the finance part of a clinic, which I always thought, okay, this is revenue, this is expense, what is left, that is profit. End of story. I never used to think much about it. But when he came, he made me understand that which is my revenue generating treatment, which is the, what is my ideal target population, who are my patients. So those all things matters when we are doing the marketing or online presence of my clinic. That was never known to me. Those things were totally alien to me. When he first introduced those things, he discussed about, what are my goals, 5-year goals, 10-year goals, and, how I can build a patient relation better, how I can help my staff better so that they perform, and there's a system in my clinic. So those were the things when we started discussing. And the first time when I believed those things was when I saw the results. So when we applied around 50 to 60 things we have tried. And out of that, 5 to 10 things definitely didn't work out. But the 50 to 55 which we tried gave me a revenue of, like my 70 to 80% revenue was increased. So that was a huge thing for me. And after that also, I reached a point where my revenue was same, but I was working only once a week. So whole month, I can work only 4 days a week, and my assistants will be working the other days, and I was generating the same amount of money. So that is something which, opened my eyes, and I thought, okay, this is something mind blowing. This every dentist should know, and every dentist deserves, after that so much hard work they are putting. After, in college also we study a lot, we do so many things. After that we work under somebody for so many years. So we deserve to know those ideas which will help us create a successful clinic. So that is the motto of LDFS, that we want to reach those people who needs or who wants to make their clinic successful. And it is quite possible, because I have personally known, I've personally gone through it, I've personally applied it my clinic. So I know that, okay, I have proof of it. So I know it is going to work. So that's the thing. That's how we founded the LDFS.
That's a really great story. That's a really great journey that you had. And I'm sure that every person who's listening to us and who's going to listen to us going forward also, would actually relate to the story that you've gone through and actually take note of what your journey has taught you. And it is actually very encouraging to hear from the thing what I have already mentioned about discovering and reskilling and collaborating. You had put everything in one box and given us to us, saying that you understood the value of social media in dentistry. You did your journey, you did your homework in reskilling yourself and collaborating with yourself with your brother. Of course, you had a lucky person in your own family.
Yeah, that was my plus point, I think.
Exactly. So when you had your own brother who was guiding you, and obviously going forward, this understanding of discovering, reskilling, and collaborating had actually helped you in creating this platform of LDFS. So let me go deeper into the next questions that I'm going to ask you. So let me take this session forward in asking you, what is social media? And now that you have understanding about social media, and how do you relate social media right now in this era, about how it is important for us dentists going forward?
Okay. So, so first thing, whenever digital media is told to a dentist,
Yeah.
the first thought that comes into our mind is, that's marketing. Okay, that's ad. Is that ethical? And does it cost a lot of money? Those are the first few questions which comes into our mind. Okay, so we need to first understand that the digital marketing is a very broad, not chapter, I should say a course by itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
right,
So
right.
in that, the ad is only 10 to 20%. Rest 80 to 90% is about the online presence which we create. The online, the value which we add. So how is that important? I'll tell you by giving some example. Okay, so earlier we used to rely on word of mouth a lot. So whenever even when we were kids, maybe our parents wanted some pediatrician, they will ask their neighbor, and then we'll directly go to them. We won't do any research work or anything. But right now, if I have a 2-year-old daughter. So if somebody, I ask somebody, a pediatrician, they'll suggest me some name. Then I'll definitely look up of that doctor online. I'll read the reviews. I'll see where the clinic is. And once I'm convinced, then only I will go to that doctor. So right now, the online media has become so important that whatever won't usually go, just by blindly believing that person. We'll do our research work first. We'll go ahead and read about the reviews. But let's suppose if somebody has suggested me Dr. X and Dr. B. Okay. And when I search, Dr. X has a very good profile. He has very good reviews. And Dr. B is not there in the online sector. Then there are more chances, 90% chance that I will go ahead with the Dr. X. Not because that somebody has told me, but because the online presence is huge. And because of various things like the corona is actually a blessing in disguise for us, because many people have gone online. Everybody is searching for the online video consultation. They don't want to visit a clinic right now because of the pandemic. So everybody is searching about doctors. Everybody is searching about the video, consultations which are there. They're reading about the reviews. So right now, from the past few years, the online presence has become a very important part for a dentist. We can't rely on just word of mouth. Definitely, word of mouth is important. I'm not saying we should, completely leave it, but that is just a part of it. We need to upscale ourselves and show our presence in the online medium so that people will know about us, know about our work. What are we? Who are we? And how people are, finding us. And if you see on the Google also, there are so many searches online for dentists near me, dentists, dental clinics near me. So many searches are there which we can use. People, when they search without any knowing any, indirect searches kind of thing, they just know that they need a dental treatment, but they don't have a doctor in mind. So they'll just search dentist near me, who is the best dental clinic, etc., etc. So in those, if we want to come up and we want them to see our clinic, then we need to have some online presence. And that online presence can't be something like, just for 1 month, 1 day we'll do and then we will leave it. It can't happen like that. It's a continuous process which you have to manage, which you have to nurture. Then only you'll be able to attract those customers. And the ability to attract those customers are huge, because in my clinic is in Bangalore. So majority, 90% of my clinic, I mean the patients which are coming to my clinic are coming from online. So even during this Corona time, because of the efforts which I have put, my online presence and all those things, it paid a lot during this Corona time. I was able to run a profitable clinic during the Corona time also. Recently I've released a video also on that, because the Google searches which are there, that showed around 5,000 times when people searched, my clinic was shown. So you can imagine the immense potential during the Corona time also if I am getting. So if it's pre-Corona or after Corona, it's like huge. So if you are neglecting that field, it's a risk that you are taking.
Yes.
So that's how.
That's my next question, and that's where I was going to get it to you. My next question was that now that we're talking about social media so extensively, let us give a brief introduction, a brief idea about what social media comprises, about where can a dentist explore himself and where can a dentist project himself. What is your idea about where can a dentist project himself on social media?
Okay, so social media as such has a lot of platforms.
Yeah.
Okay, there are, starting from the Google, goes up to Practo, or goes up to your personal website or anything. Okay, so it's a huge market out there. You need to target first, before going into the digital marketing field. You need to understand what are your target audiences. So whom are you targeting? Like, if I'll give you one example, if it's a pediatric dentist, okay, if the pediatric dentist is wanting to go into the digital marketing field, then he needs to first understand what are their target audiences. So a pediatric dentist, let's suppose XYZ, he wants his clinic to be known for the pediatric treatments, nothing else, but majorly pediatric treatments. Then his target population is the parents.
Okay.
So he has to focus the parents. So now he has to go backwards. That, okay, the parents are my target population. So where do they spend time? Where do they spend the maximum amount of time? Is it Facebook? Is it Google? How do they find me? So it's sort of like you have to understand from your patient's point of view that where they are spending time, and then you have to show your profile or online presence over there.
Okay.
Even if you are creating a Facebook page, let's suppose, okay, that Facebook page should be dedicated to your target audiences. So if you are creating some content for your Facebook page, that should be according to the target audience which are there. So if, let's suppose, you want a pediatric dentist, your treatment to be focused, you are focusing on the parents, but you are uploading some things which are for the geriatric population, for the old population, then that doesn't help for you, or that won't help you to find, the people won't find you interesting, or that is not what we want. So it's always better to work backwards. So first decide what are your target audiences, do a survey, because we have so much potential that we can get so many details from them. Like what I did was, when I wanted to understand my target population, I conducted a survey among them. So those who were maximum in that age group which were coming to me, I conducted a survey by understanding where do they spend more time, how do they came to know about my clinic, what was the medium they used. So when I understood those things, I tweaked my the online presence according to that. So my majority patients were coming from Practo, so I gave preference to that. Maybe in some area it will be Google. So like that it will vary. So you need to understand where are your patients coming from, and then according to that, the various mediums like Google, Facebook, etc. are there. So we have actually a YouTube video channel where we are free uploading videos every week, where we are giving them ideas about how they can use the online presence and online various mediums which are there, Google, Facebook, how to make a Google form online, patient registration form online. So those things are there which they can use and they can start implementing in their clinic, and that can give them the attract new patients as early as possible, because it's totally free of cost. There are so many things which are freely available, which we are not utilizing it to the maximum extent. So if we start utilizing those things, you can easily create a very good online presence, and we are helping dentists do it by the various YouTube videos which we have. So we will be uploading future also, but we have already uploaded few things also.
That's awesome. That's really good. That's really good. And going forward, doctor, I want to ask, like, now that you gave me an example of how a pediatric dentist can concentrate or create his content around the parents, so that he can attract the parents' interest. Now, accordingly, he can find them coming to them, is what you were trying to say. So it is all about creating content around a particular niche or particular audience, is what you're trying to say. So
Yes.
how does a person, for example, we dentists, as we all dentists who are there in the platform, we already know that we as dentists, we have no idea about anything about actually going ahead to start a platform of social media or creating a content. So how does a dentist who's starting today understand the meaning of content, creating a content for his particular patients?
Okay. So for that, the first thing what we need to do as dentists is we need to understand what are we targeting at. Like, what does my clinic stand for? Do you want to be known as the best implantologist in town? Do you want to be known for a best full mouth rehab, or do you want to be known as a best pediatric dentist? What is your forte? If you let's suppose if you want to practice general dentistry, if that is your theme, then you may need to focus on a particular age group depending upon the area where we are. Let's suppose you are in an area where there is a lot of retiree population, then the online thing you are doing won't work out much, because they may be interested in the clubs and all those things, right? They will be a partners of those things. So you should not target at something which is dedicated for a young crowd. For them, for them it will be different. For them it will be like a full mouth rehab or something like that, implantology, something like those treatment will be more famous to them. So you need to first understand where your clinic is located and which treatment you want your clinic to be known for. And that will help you understand which are the age group of population which you are targeting, or at least that population where you are targeting. So let's suppose you want to do smile designing, and if smile designing is the treatment you want to focus on, you want your clinic to be known for, then maybe the age group of 25 to 35 will be the ideal population, because they will be going for some marriage and all those things. They want the smile designing. So your population, now you have something in mind, 25 to 35-year-old male or female smile designing. So if you have that population, that niche in mind, now you can focus that what are the common problems which they are facing. For example, right now, if I take the same example, they will be facing how to take care of the teeth on, during lockdown. Okay. Well, how to tackle pain, dental pain. Okay. How to keep your teeth healthy, how to home remedies for teeth whitening and all those things. So whatever content we create or we put online, it should be related to the niche which we are selecting. And if let's suppose we don't know anything about it, okay, like we don't know about the online media, we just have started the clinic, we just have put the board and everything, and the patient started coming in. After some time, after 1 month or something, you'll understand that what kind of population are there, and you have to understand what you want your clinic to be known for. Once you decide those things, you can start by first by Google Map itself, because right now everybody asks where your clinic is, or even whatever, like if somebody asks where that hotel is, we'll just directly send them the Google Map link. We won't send them go straight then right, we won't tell them those things. So same way, first thing is you need to have some online presence. If somebody searches you directly online, you should be able to come up in that search. So if somebody is searching your clinic name, then your name should come. So maybe Google My Business is the first thing that you should do.
Okay,
So,
good.
which
Okay.
I also did by personally, is Google My Business was the first page or first thing which I created,
Okay.
because that will give you a online address.
Mhm.
After that, you can build around it the other things by discussing, by understanding your niche, and by understanding where they spend time, and then you
Mhm.
can target those things. I
That's
think
really good.
it
Yeah,
helps.
that's really good. And one other thing, like I have been in this kind of a business for some time now. I'm a dual professional myself, and I actually understand that being in business and being in this marketing field, we get to hear that each and every platform right now. For example, when you speak about Facebook, when you have Instagram, when you have your LinkedIn, these are common platforms where any person, any marketer would look at marketing himself. So looking at all these platforms, there are different age groups who use these platforms.
Yes.
To say that Facebook is particularly used by a general population with all kinds of age groups. Instagram is kind of a youth kind of a thing, and
Yes.
LinkedIn is professional kind of a thing. What is your take on this thing? Where can a dentist concentrate himself going forward?
Okay. So it again, I think, goes back to the niche. Okay. So
I
what
get
your
it. I
age
get it.
group is actually.
I get it. Yeah. Hmm.
So if your age group is fixed, the what all things you told me, it
Mhm.
lies in that. Okay. If you are
Mhm.
focusing on the young crowd, 25
Mhm.
to 40 years of age group, then I
Mhm.
think Facebook is a great medium. If you
Okay.
are concentrating on from 32 to, I mean, 22 to 32 years,
Mhm.
that will be usually an Instagram people. They will be
Mhm.
spending more time on the Instagram. But
Mhm.
there's one thing that only one platform can't help you. So you need to have multiple platforms. You can't focus on
Mhm.
just Facebook and then leave everything else. It can't
Yes.
be.
Yes. Yes.
So if you are
Mhm.
creating on Facebook, then there should be an Instagram account also. But let's
Mhm.
suppose you are focusing on some, proper professional, like you said, LinkedIn, right? So
Mhm.
LinkedIn is usually a professional one. So we can't expect a 22 to 30-year-old person to be so active there. They won't be so
Yeah.
much active there. Maybe they are there, but not so much active. So
Mhm.
anybody who is like 40 plus or 35 plus, they will be pretty much active over LinkedIn. So like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So you need to first understand what your niche is, and once
Mhm.
you decide what your niche is, you can select the medium. But I
Okay.
would say select at least two mediums. You
Mhm.
can't rely on just one. So
Mhm.
three things are there which are usually useful if your niche is from 25 to 40.
Mhm.
Let's suppose your niche is from 25 to 40, okay, male or female. Then
Mhm.
Facebook, Instagram, and the Google My Business page. These are the three platforms which you can't neglect,
Get
which
it.
you
Get it.
have to upload. And for uploading also, there are different things like the content has to be something which gives value to them. Why
Yes.
should a person visit your profile on Facebook or the Instagram?
Mhm.
If you want them to come to you and follow you, the
Mhm.
content should be interesting and should be valuable to them. you I've seen so
Mhm.
many people just posting the events like happy Ganesh Chaturthi or happy Independence Day. So
Mhm.
just posting that won't help you. There are various ideas how to create a content. It's a
Yeah.
vast topic by itself, so I'll
Mhm.
just shorten and give you some inputs that
Sure, sure, sure.
whenever you're putting any content, you just need to
Mhm.
understand what does your audience want. Is it
Mhm.
giving them some value? Is it
Mhm.
adding something? Then it
Mhm.
makes sense. Or else
Mhm.
then it's just you are uploading some function photos, nothing will happen.
Mhm.
So you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have a goal in mind, and according to that you have to design the marketing strategy.
Yeah, great. So, look, going forward, I just want to have a small brief question over this thing. Like now that, just to take an example of, imagine that I am a person who is a pediatric dentist and looking at targeting people, small children over there. So, where do I start create? Where do I look for content? Like, where do I pick content from?
Okay, so the best part is we have the content ready in ourselves. Like whenever we are treating a patient, we know what questions they are asking. So if
Yes.
you are a pediatric dentist, okay,
Mhm.
the common question that parents ask. You know
Mhm.
what age they should bring the child to the clinic, okay, or how to
Mhm.
take care of the kid. The kid is not brushing for 2 minutes. How to take care of the kid? How to make it interesting? So the content
Mhm.
is there with you. You
Yeah.
have all the answers of that because we are dealing with them personally and we know what all questions they are asking.
Mhm.
So with those questions, you can make
Mhm.
the content very easily. So
Okay.
it's like that.
So one other thing is like there is one other thing like how to design your website. People are looking at when a dentist starts his clinic. they're confused actually, because my friends actually ask me that, what should I start first? Should I start a website first or a Facebook profile first? Which is better, and what would your suggestion be?
Uh, I would suggest that if their niche is in between 25 to 40 years, first start a Facebook profile. The reason is, right now it's Corona time. Okay, nobody wants to invest much in the digital marketing field. They want to, have something, start some things which is easy, which will gain them a lot of patience in the future. And this is the best time to create, because right now everybody has time. A lot of us have leisure time because we are not so much busy as we were, right? So we can utilize that time. We can create the profile right now and start creating and building the community. Once you build the community, once you nurture them nicely, you will get the benefit of that at the, when the Corona time end. So we have also, in the YouTube video, we have also created a, a total video dedicated on how to attract patients through Facebook. So there we are talking about these things in detail, that what are the things exactly you should see in a Facebook page, what are the things which you should do in a Facebook page, so that you will be able to attract that crowd which you want. So personally, I would say that before starting a website, and if you have ideally both should be there, but if you are giving me a choice of which to choose first, I would choose the Facebook first and then the website.
That's awesome. That's really good. So going forward, I just want to know that, if at all, imagine that I'm a dentist who's starting out today. How do I reach out to you, and how do I understand that what you're teaching me, and what are your services right now, doctor?
Okay, so I'll just brief you about what we did and where we are right now and what are our future plans. Okay. So we started by consulting various clinics which were there in my circle.
Okay.
That is how we started the LDFS journey, and we were able to convert their practice to similar to mine. They were getting around 50 to 60%, 70% increase in the revenue within, I think, 3 to 4 months. So that was the first thing which we did. After that, we started conducting various offline sessions, workshops on various topics like how to start a dental clinic, how to make it successful, what are the business finances, what are the legal and the taxation part, and those things we went in depth and made them understand how to understand your customers, how to build the patient relation, and various topics. So on these topics, we did some offline sessions. But the problem with the offline sessions where we got so many requests from Nagpur, Delhi, that they wanted to attend it, but we were conducting those sessions only in Bangalore. Okay. And it was difficult for us to go there and conduct those sessions like that. So that's why we thought we'll take everything online. So now we have shifted from the offline sessions to online sessions. So we in fact, in the month of May, if you remember, when the lockdown was, there, and when it was going to finish, we had a lot of bombarded with so many information that, the idea is saying we have to follow these instructions. There were so many webinars given by the senior doctors that how we can reopen and all those things. So what we did was, we made an ebook which is easy to read. We compiled all those things which was available at that time, starting from the WHO to all the association to all the webinars. We compiled everything together and created a simple ebook which was having all the posters also which were necessary. And that ebook was a instant hit. It reached around 18,000 people. So we were giving that ebook for free. We didn't charge anything because we wanted people to help, because everybody was in that this thing that after lockdown, how to open, what to do, what not to do. Everybody was confused. So we compiled that ebook. We created that easy to read ebook, which during treatment, after treatment, before treatment, what are the procedures, what we can follow. And those were based on the instructions which were available in the month of May. So we have created those things. 18,000 copies we have reached. So that was a huge hit for us. After that, we have started the YouTube channel, and every week we are releasing one or the other videos which will help dentists to upscale their thing, how to improve their online presence, how to become a successful dentist. So we are uploading one or the other topics, and it's totally free of cost. We are not charging anything for that.
That's good.
Now there will be some people who will be in two stages. So there are two kind of like dentists. One who are in a stage where they can learn they want to learn those things, and then they want to implement those things to their clinic by themselves. And there will be a few set of people who just want to outsource those things. They don't want to spend time learning the technical things.
Yeah,
So we are providing both the services. Like we are providing, sorry, we are providing the services also, like making the Facebook page, how to improve your ranking online, how to build a website, everything. We are starting from the scratch, everything we are providing in the service. And for those who want to learn, by mostly the starting of next year, we will be out with our courses where they can learn in their own leisure time, and which will be dedicated to only dentists. So the best part of LDFS is we are bringing both the dentistry experience and the technology experience. So whatever we have right now in the market is either a dentist who is learning the digital marketing skills and then selling those things. But the problem is they don't have much experience in the technology sector. They can't understand the, the technical details about the website and all those things about it.
right.
Or some technology guy is selling the digital marketing thing to a dentist without knowing the ground realities of a dentist. So what we have in LDFS is both of the good world. Like I bring the dentistry part, the emotions, the understanding, the problems, the pain points of a dentist. And Mr. Shyam brings the technology sector. He has 12 years of vast experience in technology. So he's the expert in the technology sector. So he has worked in US, Germany, and also that part he brings, and I bring to the table the dentistry part. So both together works magic, and the courses also will be dedicated to the dentist, and it is given by a dentist. So they will understand it. And if you see our videos also, you'll see that we are explaining it from the basic layman terms. We are not using any technology terms or all those things. We are explaining it in the basic language so that a dentist can understand. And I have gone through the same thing, so I know how people are and what problems they are facing. So
Right.
how I understood, I am explaining it in their own terms. So like that it is. So in short, I would say to all dentists that we have a WhatsApp, broadcast list. So just send us a hi on our WhatsApp number, that is 810-570-1619. We will take care of everything. Don't worry, we won't give the the promotion messages or all those things. We will be sending you the link of the free videos which we are creating, the free contents, ebooks, etc. we are creating, and just follow us for 1 year, and we can guarantee you that you will be able to change your practice from what it was in the pre-corona to a very different level. So that is the guarantee which LDFS is providing to the dentist.
That's really good. That's really awesome and really commanding to know. And that I can clearly see there is so much of power in collaborating, and there's so much of power in you collaborating with a technical guy. So going forward, like I would ask, this is my last question to you, and this is the kind of question everyone would be interested in: finances in clinical practice.
Okay.
Because how do you manage your finances? Because dentistry is known to be a field wherein there is equal amount of money coming in, and at the same time equal amount of money going outside, as well as expenses of the dental materials and maintaining staff and everything. How do I maintain? How do us a person who's starting out maintain his clinic and maintain this kind of financial stability in his life?
Okay, so actually this is a pretty vast topic. We take a total workshop on this, but
Okay.
I'll just give you a gist of it. Okay.
Please.
So there are a few ideas which I would like to share in this platform today. That is, whenever we start a practice, we need to first understand what are our expenses. So there can be two different ways. Some expenses are fixed, which are like the rent, the salary which we provide. And some expenses are flexible, like the materials which you said we will order, or the lab bills and all those things. So we need to understand what those are expenses, how much is fixed, how much is the other ones. Other than that, I don't know how many, have you practiced, like have you given yourself a salary when you started your practice?
Nobody does.
No, nobody does, right? So we should ideally keep some amount separate. So what we usually do is we mix our personal expenses and the clinic expenses together in a account. So whenever something happens at the house, we will spend from that same account. So ideally that should not be done. It's better to keep the professional account and the personal account different.
Mm-hmm.
And give yourself, this is one golden rule which helped me a lot. I
Okay.
started paying myself a X amount of salary. Okay,
That's
so
good.
that
That's
will
good.
help you create money for yourself, your personal expense, your other things which
Mm.
which you want to do, maybe the
Mm.
vacation or maybe something else.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
another major thing is build a emergency fund. That
Mm.
is something which is very much important. I think
Okay.
I was doing that for a few years back when
Mm.
we Sham started, consulting me. At that time, we started doing that, and that helped me a lot during this Corona time because I
Okay.
was able to pay everybody's salary. I didn't cut even one penny for the lockdown or anything. I've paid them fully. In spite of the clinic wasn't working for 1 or 2 months, right? It was
Mm.
total off. But then
Mm.
also I paid everything, and my clinic, I'm on rent. I'm paying the rent, so I'm paying the
Obviously,
full
yes.
rent also.
Yeah,
But
okay.
then
Got it.
also that was possible because of that fund which we have created. And
Mm-hmm.
after the lockdown, definitely the patients started coming in, so it was okay. I was earning, so it was not a problem.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
that the emergency fund is something which is very much important. And second is something like a personal salary. So
Okay.
these are the two minimum things I think everybody should do, everybody can implement.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
that's the gist of the thing, but there's a lot more to it, but I'm just giving you two ideas about it.
I get it. I clearly understand. When you go on discussing about all these things, it goes on and on and on. So
Yeah.
it's amazing talking to you, and it's amazing knowing from all these things from you. And I would not want our audience to miss this opportunity in asking you questions and knowing what their questions are and interacting with you live over here, because that is what was promised to them.
Sure.
So now we are opening our session for live Q&A. So I would request each one of you to raise your hand first of all and unmute yourself, and you can ask your questions, whatever your questions are. And we would request you to limit your questions to 1 or 2 maximum. Thank you so much. Go ahead, please. You can raise your hands first of all so that I can pick you and ask you to unmute. Please raise your hand going forward. If you have any questions, please, you can interact. This is one of a kind of interaction that you will have, live interactions with experts like this on Dentalpreneurs Express show, wherein you can interact with them live. Yeah. Who wants to go first? Please raise your hand. I'm sure you all have questions. You will definitely need, because yeah, one person, Shahul Ahmed. Yes, doctor. You can go ahead, please.
Hi, doctor.
Hi, Shaul.
Okay, can I ask you which software you are using for registering the patient's data and all?
Okay, so I use Practo software because Practo has been a major source of patients flow for me. So I use the Practo platform for the patient registration and all those data. And I have one data which is like the other forms which I have created, free Google Forms, which is for my personal use. So I collect both.
Okay, okay. Can you suggest any other softwares for us? Practo, I think it is very costly, I think.
Okay. Actually, I have not used any other platform. So sorry. I have been using that for quite a long time now. So
Okay, then what about this accounts and all? Which one you are using in Excel
accounts,
or any other?
yeah. So accounts, the best what I have found is the Excel sheets. That is something which is the best. So I keep all my accounts over there. We can create easily the sheets, different sheets of there, and we can upload all the data, the finances, everything over there. So I personally use Excel sheet for my personal finances also and my clinic finances also.
Okay, okay. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Shah.
So much for your interaction. And next person who will be asking his questions is Akshay Rati. Yes, doctor, it's your turn to go ahead and ask your question. Please go ahead.
A very nice presentation, Dr. Lakshmi.
Hi.
I would like to know how did you decide on a figure of your salary, and how do you give raise to yourself, and how do you manage that this much is salary and this the rest part is for the clinic?
Okay, good question, Dr. Akshay. So what I did was I didn't create a fixed salary. What I did was I created a percentage of whatever my revenue was. So if X amount is my revenue, I will take 10 to 15% of that and keep it aside for myself. So that means whenever the our revenue decreases for some reason, like during the Corona time, I can stick to that. When the right now, if you see, we are not having that much revenue as it was pre-Corona, right? It has decreased a lot. But then also, if I take 10%, it's easily possible because I've invested so much. I'm right now in the profit making stage only, so I can take 10%. So give a percentage to yourself so that it will vary by the way the clinic is going. If it's a fixed one, sometimes in some months, if it is not giving you that much revenue, it will create a problem for you to keep that much money aside. So that is my personal thing. I used to do that.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akshay.
Thank you so much for your question. And next person who is going to interact is Vishwas Madan. Yes, doctor, please go ahead.
First of all, thank you very much for doing this webinar and very exciting and inspirational story and journey, Dr. Lakshmi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much.
So my question is that, as you said, content is so important, and being present on digital social media is so important for every dentist. How do we get our patients to like our Facebook page? How should we increase that like percentage so that they we get more and more views on the content we create, and finally we have those leads?
Okay, good question. So what you can do is, first, as we have discussed, you decide your niche, what it is. Okay. And after deciding the niche, you decide the content which will go online. Okay. So first part, when you decide the niche and everything and you create the content, everything is ready for you. You start uploading things. Start from sending those contents to your already existing customers or past customers, so that the way they will also start helping, or become your followers, like your page, start following you to understand those contents and everything, and they will suggest your page to their friends and family. So that is how you can create and you can make more likes. One thing is, there are so many providers outside who will take some money and then give you that they will give you 10,000 likes for X amount. So never go into that, because they will create fake profiles and then give you fake likes. So that will not help you in reaching those content or anything, because as your bigger your community becomes, the higher are the chance of getting more patients from that. So if your community is not good enough or does not consist of your target population, then that will not help you get more patients through that. Those fake profiles will be little like, getting your profile down. So rather than that, spend and make good content. And first, definitely in the starting, it will be difficult for you to, spread the word. You won't get much, but slowly start spreading the word through your existing customers. Send them those links. Send them whenever you're creating some content, send those content to them. Slowly that will start building and people will start following you. And regularly, post some content regularly and give a lot of value to them. When you give value, don't worry, the followers will come.
Exactly.
That's valuable. That's really valuable. That's really valuable. Okay. Yeah. So anyone else who wants to go and ask, this is one of the kind of opportunities, doctors. You cannot miss this opportunity, really. Yes. And we have Dr. Samir Karavkar. So he will be asking the next question.
Yeah. Sir, before you start, he's the guru which I was talking about.
No, not at all. Not at all like that.
Really good.
I'm one of the participants. Lakshmi, you are doing a brilliant and absolutely great job, and that needs so much of knowledge and accumulation of things. I would like to add on to a few tips or kind of a thing if that could be helpful in future for dentists.
That will be valuable. That will be really valuable. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
uh, when we as a dentist look at things, we always like it, and we like other people's to see it. The way now Lakshmi is taking it up with Facebook and Insta, the same way I feel documenting your work is one of the essential things, because down the line in 5-10 years you will see the progress in your work, and these documentations you can present with various groups, which are WhatsApp groups and Facebook learning groups, study groups. That will also help, because even doctors will send you patients for specific needs. And to just add on, you can also have a YouTube as one of the channel with which you can reach your patients. So that's what I wanted to add on to this, and many congratulations to Dr. Lakshmi.
Thank you, sir. So, right, sir.
You
What
can
you said,
take it ahead, Lakshmi, beyond this. Yeah.
yes, sir. So, what you said, sir, makes sense because YouTube video are something which will create a personal connection with the patients. So, when if let's suppose if we have two doctors, so one doctor is uploading some content, coming in front of the camera, and telling you few things, you will connect to that doctor better rather than where you are seeing just an animated video or something like that. When the common fear which the patient has is the pain. The dental fear is pretty common, and everybody is afraid of that. If the patient becomes comfortable and knows the doctor, it is easy for them to approach and get the treatment done. So that's a good idea, and in fact the documenting also is a good idea, sir. We can upload the pre and post photos also in a lot of as a content for a lot of things.
Yeah. So I'll just add a few things over here. Like I'll just pick up one thing what you said, doctor. Because we dentists are really shy, and we believe that there's a myth kind of a thing that you just mentioned, that we cannot have our face on the Facebook, or we cannot have our work. Okay, we cannot have our face being seen by to say that it's a marketing. So it's a myth, real myth, wherein you need to have your face. People needs to see you, recognize you with your face, and understand that this doctor has a face and has some knowledge wherein you can go and connect with him. So face and creating your own videos, going in front of a video is the biggest art that you need to practice. Every dentist who is over here and who is going to hear to us going forward has to understand that going in front of a video, in front of a camera, for your own good, for your own practice is very, very important.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So our next person we'll be having is our own good friend, Dr. Medini. Dr. Medini, it's your turn.
Am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Medini, you're clear. You're clear. Go ahead.
Dr. Lakshmi, I wanted to know what were the strategies for ranking #1 in Google? Which strategies you used? Did you use any keyword planner, any engine search engines, operation techniques?
So there are very much, it's a vast topic that how to improve your ranking online. Okay, it goes from what you said, the keyword searches, but you should use the keyword searches also very judiciously. It should not be that in one para you are using that keyword for 10 or 20 times. Ideally, they say 5 to 10% is okay. More than that is something which will negatively impact your ranking. So that is one medium. SEOs are there. There's other, like how fast your website is loading. There's so many things to it, technical things. But yeah, keyword planning is one. Another things are the photos which you upload there, the videos which you upload there. That should be very fast loading. It should not have too much memory or something, so that it's waiting. Patient is waiting for the page to load and all. So that is important. The host where the the website is hosted, the area, that is also important. So there are a lot of other things there, technical things there, which is important in the ranking sector. But the easiest way is, we have actually recently uploaded the same topic which you talked about. So there are two kind of patients. So one, the patient will be searching you directly. That is a direct search. They will be directly searching about your clinic, or else they will be indirectly searching on the dentist near me, dental clinics near me. So to attract these two crowds is what our target is, right? So for the direct population who is directly searching your clinic, you need to create a Google My Business page, which will help you give all the data which necessary to the patient, and that too in a fraction of a second. But to attract the indirect patient flow, that is something which is little difficult, but it is achievable with only the Google My Business page also. So your website, definitely, I'm not saying that is not important, that is very much important, but you can up your ranking by concentrating on Google My Business page also. There are various features which are there, there are various keywords which you can add on to that, which will help you rank when they are searching for dentists near me or dental clinics near me. Because if you see, whenever you search something like that, like hotels near me or dentists near me or doctors near me, the first option which comes is of the Google Map. The Google Map option, they chooses 3 businesses. So those, if you're okay and if you can rank in those businesses, that you have attracted approximately 90% of the public who are searching for that. And that is possible. We have actually explained it in detail in our YouTube video. You can check that out. I think you have given the page link, right, to them.
We have already given.
So
Yes.
you can just check on that page. We have created a video dedicated to that how indirect searches, your clinic can come up in the indirect searches. So like that, Dr. Medini.
Yeah. Any other question, Dr. Medini?
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's good. So any other person who wants to ask a question next going forward? Any other person, any other questions you have? Because we are actually coming to the end of the session, and if nobody has a question, I would go ahead and ask Dr. Lakshmi about her final thoughts going forward. What is your suggestion to a dentist right now, doctor, in the time of corona pandemic and all these things? What is the suggestion right now? Final
So
thoughts.
my suggestion is, first, during this corona time, everybody knows that this is here to stay. This is a pandemic problem, right? So we need to focus right now on lot many things which can help us attract patients after the corona time.
Yes.
So there are various ways by which we can do those things. The digital media is one of the major sector where you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if you really don't have any idea about it, don't worry. You just need to send us a hi on WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. We'll guide you through that. For 1 year, if you follow us and if you just give us some time, you just watch those videos and apply those things in your clinic. And we can give you a guarantee that within 1 year, you will be able to find those results. And those content which we are sending, it's totally free of cost. We are not charging anything for that. So if you judiciously follow that, you will be able to achieve the success of your clinic before the COVID, how it was, more than that you will be able to achieve. So that is what I want to say. So you can just send us a hi on WhatsApp. Our number, everybody knows. So 810-570-1619. So you can just send us a hi on that.
Sure thing, sure thing. So as a part of Dentalpreneur, we'll also keep them posted about your coming webinars or whatever the work you'll be going forward and doing. And we are actually to our participants, we'll just give them a thing that we are actually looking to collaborate, and we are in talks with Dr. Lakshmi's Finishing Dental School, wherein we will get you many more things like this. This is not the one interaction that we'll be getting from Dr. Lakshmi, and we will be connecting with Dr. Lakshmi and many more topics like this, and we'll be going forward and picking up small topics for her to come and interact with you live like this. So, and to end up this session, from final thoughts from Dentalpreneur is that this is the perfect time. Like Dr. Lakshmi just mentioned, the corona pandemic has come as a blessing in disguise for us, wherein this is the time wherein you can introspect. Wherein whatever the things that have happened in your life, what are the wrong things you did, what are the right things you did, this is the time wherein you can introspect for your own self. Sit back, take a pen, take a pen and a paper and write down what are the mistakes you've done, what are the things you've done. And if needed, and if you feel that going forward, you need some reskilling options, we are always here to reskill you, and we'll help you discover, reskill and collaborate with platforms like this going forward. And you can see that once you are starting with your practice, you can see that it is sailing smoothly the way it was sailing before pandemic. So thank you so much, all the participants, and thank you so much, Dr. Lakshmi, for taking out your time and spending valuable time with us and sharing all your valuable thoughts with us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik.
Yeah, when looking forward to work with you going forward. Thank you so much.
Definitely. I'm excited about it.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, all the participants, and we'll keep you updated for next, whatever the entrepreneur is going to come up with. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.